Why do you think that part of the world, that particular part of Spain, seems to be producing so many very capable football managers right now?
And players.
And players?
So, yeah, but very proud of that, to be fair. And I think it's a very good reflection, first of all, of the passion that there is about the game. I think education is a big thing, and culturally, how we are. And the second one, I think, is because we have some great coaches that have led that journey to all of us, and I'm talking about Unai, I'm talking about Julen, that they've done extremely well in Spain and abroad, and I think that had opened the door for the youngest generation as well to get the opportunity that we all deserved, and then perform and deliver.
Yeah, so it was interesting to hear you say that. So in a way, Unai Emery's success, he's a pioneer, a trailblazer for you.
For sure.
Is it a constant for you, like players coming in, players going out, or do you just, I guess Edu and people higher up in the club, they know your thoughts and you just leave them to do their job and you get on with your day-to-day?
Yeah, first of all, obviously sharing the vision and the objectives and targets that we want to achieve, and there is a super alignment on that, 100%. And then one thing is the idea, but then you have to start to walk and see, is it doable? We have to shift a little bit right and left, and then I think the communication and trust becomes key in that moment. And I think what is really special here, and we have to shift because it's a problem, because we cannot achieve it on there. We all leave it there, no personal issues, and we move forward with the same objective. And I think that's been one of the biggest strengths of this football club.
So, but would you be getting to work on a day like today, straight into Edu's office?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, for sure.
When the transfer window gets discussed, it's very much, they've spent 50 million here, they've sold this guy for 30 million. The kind of human and emotional aspect of it very rarely gets discussed. What is it like when a guy who's been part of your story, part of your journey, maybe like Smith-Rowe, who obviously has gone,
that one really,
not there.
really emotional, because I know what this club means for him. I know what he did for the club, what he did for me personally in a difficult moment. And that's there. That's feelings that we have. That's a relation that we have built. That's a chemistry that we had between the player and myself, the player and the club, all the players. And to take that away tomorrow with someone that you've been living daily for almost 5 years, it's tough. And it's tough, and you wish him the best, because I've been in their shoes. And when a player is feeling it's my time, you have to respect that. But then you have to go in the shoes of the club as well, and they need to find the right solution to that. And it's tricky.
Is that so hard? Are those chats so emotional?
For me, it was very emotional with him, yeah.
Really? I've not heard you say that. Because you feel like he was...
Because especially with him and the story, and being an academy player and coming into the team in the manner that he came, and the transformation that happened afterwards, is like, what have I missed? What we have missed not to get the potential that this kid has to a different level. But there are a lot of things that happen, obviously, in the last 1 or 2 years. And that's it. At the end, okay, learn from it, draw a line and move on.
From your career as a player, when was your heart broken? Barca, Sociedad?
When I had to leave from Barca, because it was my dream to play there, but I was very realistic that I have Pep and Xavi there, Andres waiting, and I needed time. And that time, I think it was going to be very damaging for me in that period of my career. So I took my bags, went to Paris, and I started to play professional football. But it is something difficult. When I made the decision to go home, it didn't work out, very painful as well. But when you are feeling convinced, it is painful, but it's the right thing to do, move on. And that's it.
And do you sit here now as the Arsenal manager thinking, thank God I had those challenges. Thank God I was tested like that.
For sure. Yeah.
Would
I change a decision now with experience, a decision or the timing a little bit different? Maybe I would, but I wouldn't change as well the experience that I had for others. And the challenges, especially, that you have to overcome, that after became really fulfilling.
Just talk us through that at Barcelona. That is some queue of players you were behind, isn't it? Go on.
So Pep was the starting number 6, and then Xavi was not really playing, and he was already exceptional. Then I was already training with them and being part of them, and then Iniesta was coming back. So,
oh no!
You have to be realistic as well,
Yeah. So Pep's been a real thorn in your side, hasn't he?
Yeah, since I was 15, and that's why that relationship is what it is.
You're nearly 20 years in England now. to come to somewhere that probably felt so alien at the start in terms of food, weather, culture, all the rest of it, to build the life you have where your family's here, your children here, you're manager of one of the biggest football clubs in this country.
Gratitude.
Gratitude
to the country, to everybody that has been in my journey, because the way I've been treated, respected, encouraged, challenged, supported has been amazing. Not only me, but my family as well. And that's rare, because I never felt like a foreigner in any club that I've been. And then I've been back to those clubs, and those relationships are still intact, and that's unbelievable. And I think I have a huge passion for the game, but I think this country has put that passion into a different level, because the way you guys live the game, because of what it means a football club to its supporters, and because there is something here that probably doesn't exist anywhere else in football, which is memory. And memory doesn't get deleted here so as fast as it does in many other countries, and that adds a lot of value and puts a huge perspective in what we do.
Still, going to Glasgow Rangers, whether it's the accent or again whether that must have been a huge shock initially.
A huge shock, but we played a Champions League game there with Paris Saint-Germain, and I just fall in love with the place. I never experienced an atmosphere, an energy like this. So when they came to say it's going to be a big challenge, I took my family. Thanks God, my sister and my parents came with me, and that made life much easier. And then I found a city, supporters that were absolutely incredible. Never experienced something in my life like this, and I really enjoyed it.
And just one on the kind of what can be the positives of the transfer window, the deadline day where you came here, where I think in the end you had to work quite hard to make it happen.
Yeah.
One of the best things you ever did, one of the best decisions you ever made, as much as you loved Everton?
100%. It was the right time, and I see with David, and thanks God, I had a manager, a chairman that could understand those personal things as well. And it was tough for them because, as you said, it was the last day, and it was not probably the perfect timing for me to leave. But it was the right thing for all of us. And again, I'm very grateful, because someone has to open that door at some stage. They did it, and if not, I wouldn't be here for sure.
Just thinking about those 2 Villa games last season, would you take a performance as good as those tomorrow? Do you know what I mean? Like as in, people look at it and think those Villa games cost Arsenal, but maybe particularly the game at Villa Park. You look at the kind of the numbers behind the scoreline and the performance.
And at home it was the same. But there is something underlying there that is not in the stats that I know what it was, and hopefully we can do that better.
Okay, you know what it was. You're going to tell me now?
No.
You're definitely not.
No.
What problems do they give you, Aston Villa?
Yeah, they give you a lot of problems, because it's always they always have you in the edge. The way they play, they want to attract you when they have open spaces, how they attack. They have the individuals, they have the collective organization. They are a really, really well worked team. And now they have the belief at the atmosphere, because they have changed and transformed the momentum of the club, and that's a very powerful thing as well.
So that thing that's behind the numbers that you don't want to tell me now, tomorrow after the game, if you win, and I ask you, will you tell me?
No.
Still not?
No.
Okay. It's a shame to end like that, Mikel, but thank you for your time.